2016 Millennium Series World Championships here from Chantilly, France, a little outside of Paris. Matty Marshall alongside Nick Sloviak and Meter Ninos, Los Angeles Infamous, as well as Manchester Firm over here in Europe. So the game that's going down right now, the set's going to be GI Houston Heat taking on Drammen Solid, and then MLKings and PPArena Pilsen. And Nick, in this particular bracket, it's kind of interesting. Everybody's 1-1.
No top dog in this bracket, and the surprise, I think, was the loss. Somewhat surprised. I've looked at both teams, MLKings and Houston, as being more 50-50. Yep. But MLKings coming out and just dominating Houston Heat, and then the next matchup on paper, you'd think MLKings, especially in their dominant performance against Heat, would come out and win, but they didn't do that. So, as you just said, Maddie, everyone's 1-1. You can see there on your screen my fan wagon predictions. Heat, the solid victor or favorite over Drammen Solid. MLKings with a big advantage over PPArena. That's how you guys feel back at home. But we're going to see how it pans out here because there could be some major upsets.
You never know. And here we go on the breakout, looking at Solid rolling their guns. Solid, a team from Norway. They did very well. Actually, a lot of these guys played for the Norwegian team that played and took second place in the World Cup against the United States. But right now, they're just getting peeled off left and right here. Not looking good for them here. This is a pretty bad start as Heat off the break shots are just lined up and getting just direct drove right at the players from Solid, because Solid only has one body left alive. Meter not looking good for him right now.
No, not at all. Solid had a pretty good game plan initially. They had all 5 guns up, bank on getting a kill, but when you don't get that, kill that you're setting up for, it definitely doesn't work out. They got shot filling into easy spots to get into with Heat just established already.
Well, it's always good too, and I'm sure you've been probably on both sides, on the recipient side of this and on the side that's given out the beating off the break. But when you see 4 bodies come off that quick, that means there's more than one player who has their shot dialed in.
Yeah.
And which is awesome, because that gives you that, you pretty much spot you that first point, gives you that big momentum boost to head things in. And Heat looking real solid, and I think Heat knows what's at stake here. It's pretty much win or go home at this point for all these teams, because everyone's 1-1. So Houston Heat, again with the season title at stake, ranked 3rd, but barely, as both the Tauntauns and Impact are sitting at 260 overall points. Houston Heat at 252, right behind them. Houston Heat also won an event over here. So now into this game here, MLKings on your screen.
And we see Dalton Vanderbilt playing the first point, which is something we wish we saw yesterday.
Well, he did tweak his ankle, apparently.
Okay.
He didn't play the first 3 points because he'd kind of busted his ankle up. But apparently it's not that bad, but still apparently a little tender from what I heard.
Right.
Well, he's already in that 50 Dorito on your screen.
Yeah,
doing work.
Doesn't look like it's slowing him down, Nick.
Yeah, not at all. He shot crossfield immediately, missed the shot, but their bodies, he's getting checked out in the path. Looks like he's okay. Run through by Mars. I don't know who Mars was going after, but 2 players for Arena already walking off the field, so it's 4-on-3 with Dalton there on your screen calling out another kill.
Well, I thought he hasn't come off yet. There, it finally comes off.
Yeah.
So Dalton wasted no time to get to the 50, and this looks like it's going to be a pretty quick point here as the last 2 players come off for Pilsen. And that's some solid work by the MLKings. They only lost 1 body. There's Kyle Spica and Ryan Greenspan and Slava doing the work. And we talked to Ryan when we had Ryan up in here. The big problem for the MLKings is, and Ryan was pretty honest about it. They got beat up that second game. They got beat up because they could get no production from their D side. Yeah. They didn't have any aggression over there. Nothing was happening with them, and they were getting shut down. Their snake side did fine, and Ryan was pretty honest about that. He's like, yeah, me and Slava and whoever else we had over there, depending on the point, we couldn't get anything done, and we're going to try to fix that for tomorrow.
Yeah, it's a really difficult side if the other team is trying to slow that side down. It's very hard to work your way out there and make anything happen.
So now back into this next point with Houston Heat there in the blue jerseys on your screen.
The speed of Fedorov's gun off the box. He had that time super quick. See Mishka making move up the center. All 5 bodies alive.
Moorhead goes down.
And Fedorov goes.
So 2 bodies have come off.
Mishka.
So 2 bodies now. Actually, yeah, that was Mishka. So yeah, 2 bodies have dropped for Heat. 3 players left alive for them, but a body has dropped for Solid. 2 bodies have dropped for Solid. So it's evened up on the body count. We'll see as these teams reposition who can get the advantage.
Yeah, and Sergey asking for a check on his pack as he tried to make his move up. He's alive, so lucky bounce for Sergey. Unlucky bounce for Drammen Solid. As Sergey is one of the best offensive and defensive weapons that Houston Heat has. As you can see him now with Fedorov coming out to the corner, going to be taking that offensive role and trying to put pressure down the field. He's geared up. He has someone across the field in front of him. Fedorov out just a little bit wider for Heat. You can see the 3 bodies left alive for Drammen Solid on your screen, the back center. Snake can and the snake insert. Mini W. As Sergey now runs and shoots all the way to the 50. Unopposed, essentially.
Takes a big bite, but it looks like he might, he made it in there, but then he got shot out as he engaged in that gunfight. Now just 2 players left alive for Heat. You see the 3 players on your screen right there for Solid. Gets into Snake 1. Looking at 2 bodies, they're trying to find those bodies. One of them is Fedorov, who is
Greg Stewart's also just getting clipped going into the Dorito 3.
Not a good point here for Houston Heat. Some deaths out of their spots, losing some bodies early. See if Fedorov can pull out some last or low body heroics. We've seen him do that before, and he's not going to be able to do it this time. As he does, you can see the indicator from the ref as he gets taken out. So a tie, a ball game right now, 1-1, and that was a pretty good point for Solid.
That was a good point for Solid. The one issue with Heat was they had the opportunity. They got out wide. They put the bodies in the right positions. Just too many. Or Sergey did a little too much, getting all the way to the 50, and then just engaging with that first gunfight, which you trust in him to do. You know, how many times have we seen him just come out one shot, kill the guy, whoever it is?
Many times.
Sometimes it doesn't go in your favor, and that's when that teamwork, no matter how good you are or how good your teammates are, that's the underlying rule of pulling those close points out.
Yeah, definitely didn't hear too much communication from them.
No.
You know, solid communications. We watched the breakout of MLKings on your screen. Kyle Spica diving, or Dalton Vanderbilt diving on over here. He makes it in clean, so Kyle Spica behind him. Back over to PPArena, because they have made all their spots. Got some penetration up the center, and then a body dies trying to fill out on that Dorito side. So first body to drop for PPArena. You can see 3 other bodies there on your screen at center tower. Now all 4 bodies, as the secondary move is being made by Mars up that wall to apply pressure on the weakened Dorito side of Arena. The player fills back over.
Yeah, that was a nice fill. There he is in the back center, and he's going to, I think, try to get over, and there goes another body dropping.
Yeah, Mars came over top and shot the Dorito tower guy, which is beautiful. The guy just looked right into it, had no clue he was there at the W.
Yeah, now that move out. Let's see if Mars picks it up, and he just dices him through the wall. So only 1 player, 2 players now left alive. So no players left alive for Arena as MLKings are just coming out firing. Dalton Vanderbilt walking off, no limp. So it looks like he is cruising.
Yeah, MLKings look good right now. Definitely a different look for them here than in their second game yesterday, as they just couldn't really mount any sort of offense again on that D side like Ryan had talked about when we had him up here in the commentator booth.
Yeah, well, in that point, they definitely figured it out. They were in the Dorito 1 and the Dorito corner, you know? They got out wide and made sure that they were not going to make that same mistake as yesterday.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know, and if Ryan's going to come up here right away and address the issue, you damn well know that he's already said that to his teammates.
Oh,
and they're going to focus on that as we're going to watch Drammen Solid break out this point against Houston Heat. Drammen Solid, it looks like almost everyone had all their guns up on the breakout, not losing any bodies. There's Houston Heat, Mishka getting shot, although Drammen Solid do lose a player. So 4-on-4. Sergey comes all the way around.
Drammen Solid losing the Dorito player as well, so now it's a 3-on-4.
3-on-4. You see the 3 players, all in the back line, stuck here in this back line for Solid. It looks like there's another body, so just 2 players here, 1 on the D side and 1 on the stand-up can, Snake side. So it should be pretty easy for Heat here with the 4 bodies, and now with some ground taken, Sergey at 50-yard line, Snake side, trying to figure out where those last 2 bodies are. You can see him talking it up, he's looking back, and there goes another body for Solid. So Solid having some survivability issues here, as Houston Heat had survivability issues in that last point, but now Drammen Solid losing some gunfights. Houston Heat trying to put another point on the board.
Yeah,
4-on-1
like
should be pretty easy for them to do that.
just Chris Rodenberg left alive in that Dorito corner. Looking at 4 Houston Heat players right there. Sergey's going to go ahead and put a shot on Chris, take him out. So
What do you change in your breakout strategy in this particular game against Heat? Because both points we've seen, they've had all 5 guns up. They're not hitting their shots. So what gamble do you take now?
Well, I think you have to get some information from your guys. Are you just missing those shots, and then also, are they not running through the lanes that we had thought that they were going to run through?
Yeah, we've seen very different breakouts from Heat. So,
but that's that inner point communication that happens when you go back in your pits, working with your coach and whoever else is there. Try to spot that out. But you have to actively be looking for that and get that information back from your guys.
Absolutely.
But also, it comes down to gunfights too. There's losing a lot of gunfights here, inner point.
They absolutely are.
I think, I mean, we talked about this the other day with the lanes on this field. You know, are we going to start to see as this tournament progresses, people start to go shorter and shorter and play that pocket? And watching that breakout from the perspective of Drammen Solid, the one player turned and shot left to snake side on the break, and no one went past the can. I mean, if I'm seeing that, I might just head right up to the wall and try and cut that side off.
Absolutely.
You know, if I recognize who that player is, if that was Fedorov or Chad George. As we see both teams here go up to the wall. Ooh, and that was a little close there as Mars did not have his gun up, but ref's not going to make a call. Both players eliminated out of the center there as the arena player went around and took out Mars and then himself got eliminated.
Greenspan flying down the Dorito side in the Dorito 3.
And he's backing way up off that to try to get that shot cross field and gets it. So Greenspan
looks like a penalty. Yep, penalty on PPArena.
So another solid point here for the MLKings.
Lone soldier in the Dorito corner. They decided just to concede that one.
So been nothing but MLKings this matchup as they go up 3-0.
Well, this, you know, it was like the tale of two teams here, man. I mean, they looked incredible in their first game against Heat. They looked terrible in the second game that they had when they took that loss against Solid. And now they look phenomenal here against Pilsen.
That's what they need to do to make it on.
Absolutely. What do you think the disconnect is in both these matches? Both these matches actually. Solid had a great game yesterday, and
well, with Solid's again such a young team. They had, I thought, kind of a breakout performance. Not necessarily as Solid, but a lot of the Solid guys played on the Norwegian national team,
right?
And they beat France. They beat the Russians. I mean, and then lost to the United States in the final. But that's some huge wins right there. To take second against some of the best Russian players, the best, an all-star team essentially, and then the Tauntauns were playing on the French team. You know, so it's just that was impressive. So we know they can play, but they're so young. They're just having really inconsistent performances right now.
There they are on the breakout. You can see those lanes. So now, no back center player shooting towards the snake side, and Houston Heat goes out wide. Both players from both teams up there at the wall. So Ryan Moorhead going to look at the window, try and get a shot on his opponent. And look at this, Ryan Moorhead loses the battle through the wall. So nice job by the Solid player up there. Take out Ryan Moorhead with one body advantage now for Solid. That's what Solid needs if they want to take this point to tie up the matchup. Shot to Steve Fedorov getting shot, so now a two-body advantage for Drammen Solid. 5-on-3. You can see two players, Greg Sewers and Sergey.
Yeah, Nick, big point for Solid right now. They're only down by one. They're playing a favored Houston Heat, a team that's already won an event here. This is that type of, when we talk about breakout performances. They already beat the three Russians that are on this team when they played them on the national team.
They beat a lot of good Russians.
But as you know, Meter, look, you were a young guy coming up. You've always had a swagger about you. But how important is that confidence, though? You have to have confidence.
It's everything. If you are out there just, going through the motions, the guy who has the confidence, the guy who has everything to earn, basically, is going to pull it out, no matter what it takes. How gritty, whatever I need to do, or what I need to do, still need to do. I'm going to play with a purpose, and that's what everybody on the field needs to do, especially if you're coming up, especially in the European League. These European teams are beating the American teams. There's plenty of upsets we've seen throughout the years, but you kind of see them just kind of fall off. They fall off that high of beating a successful, established Impact or a Houston Heat. But you always have to be playing with a purpose.
Well, they're looking good right now. Solid has position. They are up bodies. They haven't made any mistakes to squander this high body situation yet. So now they're just talking it up. You can hear the discussion going on out there, trying to figure out, okay, where's my next move? He's a dangerous team to push against and into when they're low bodies.
Yeah, here comes a move.
I kind of like this move if it works out.
It works out with the trade.
Oh, but he gets a 1-for-1, and now that's going to make it a 3-on-2 situation. Oh, no, and there's a penalty assessed on Houston Heat as well.
So both players getting a 1-for-1.
Is that right?
It looked like it.
Yeah,
well, there's still one Houston Heat player alive in the
just Chad George
left
alive in the corner.
Yeah. Now this is where everybody needs to control it, calm down, understand the chaos that just occurred, figure out the last body.
Yeah, as much as I like that move to the tower, I would have hoped I'd let my team.
Yeah.
Because all Greg Sewers had to do was wrap around and he could have shot him.
Absolutely.
As we watch this point breakdown, Chad George getting closed in upon by the Drammen Solid players.
What I meant by that was there needed to be a push. Obviously, that wouldn't be my first move, right? I would like my Dorito player to get down that side, maybe go into their Dorito and really put the pressure on Sergey.
Absolutely.
But, hey, any initiative is good.
Absolutely. Chris Roenberg right there, hitting the buzzer, getting checked out. He's good to go. So
yeah, the leader of the squad.
Tie game,
buzzer.
man.
Yeah, tie game,
This
2-2, 8:39. Still some time left.
And this next match,
Kings and Pilsen.
yes, Arena needs to put a point on the board.
Yeah.
They need that.
And
right now.
this is the one right here.
Yeah, this
at 3-0. It's 3-0 right now, and this is the do or die time right now. Yeah, there's some time left. I mean, look at all that time. 12 minutes and 39 seconds.
Yeah.
But if MLKings win this one, they're 1 point away from that mercy rule. And but if PPArena Pilsen can get it, now it's a 2-point match.
Yeah.
But this is it right here. Game on the line already.
Yeah, this is what keeps you in it.
Right to the team from the Czech Republic. Doubling up the back center here. Heavy guns for them in the pocket on the break, and it does produce a kill off of that D side. And it looks like that is Ryan Greenspan.
PPArena able to make it out to the Dorito corner.
Yeah, on the delay.
Yeah.
So they
Very good move, honestly.
So they delayed, went with the heavy guns, then got out wide and able to shoot. I think that's Greenspan.
I think that's
coming up.
Dalton.
Is it Dalton? Oh, it is Dalton.
Yeah.
So Dalton they send towards the D side this time. He gets taken out off the break. 4 players left alive for MLKings. And 4 players left alive for Pilsen as one of them loses a gunfight to probably, I think maybe Kyle Spica. He's the only one shooting that way right now.
Yeah, they need. MLKings needs to figure out where they want to distribute their guns. That's exactly what I was
Spica gets
afraid
shot
of.
out of his spot too. So now
and Mars now taking the walk. So
MLKings
Body's
also
just
losing
dropping.
another body off the snake side. Now it's a 2-on-4 situation.
Greenspan still alive right there on the right-hand side of your screen. You can see Pilsen with the high body situation trying to push into the last 2 guns of the MLKings.
Yeah, here we go. PPArena needs to take advantage of the snake side. The only guy holding him is Ryan Greenspan in the Dorito 1. Now we start seeing him make his move.
Yeah, it's Vatos. So Greenspan and Vatos left alive on the field. Greenspan digs out back a bunker.
I don't think they know it's a 2-on-4 situation.
They're slowly taking the ground though, crawling up here, snake side. You can see he wants to get across, and he picks up Greenspan, puts him in, makes his move.
Yeah, Greenspan retreating to the Dorito corner is the best case scenario. You can pull so many things out from that corner.
It's his better spot to get that crossfield kill, and I think he might have got a shot here on Pilsen. Ref's going to check him out.
MLKings player able to make it out to the snake corner, so now they've spread the field entirely.
They're just going to commit, run
One
through.
for one.
And gets a 1-for-1
And
though.
Ryan Greenspan stays alive, so what a
a-
turn of events.
Oh, nice job by Ryan. He gets the shot on him. A 1-for-1 is called, and that is how you pull off low body situations. It still isn't over yet, but all of a sudden what was a 4-on-2 is now a 2-on-2.
Yeah. But as you just saw, the PPArena player was still in the backfield as all this chaos was happening. You need to be.
Well, it's going to a 1-on-1 now as Svatos runs down and he gets shot out, but he draws the gun, and then here comes Ryan Greenspan who drops the hammer on the last player left alive for Pilsen. And Greenspan,
wow,
what a heroic job there by Ryan Greenspan. They're hitting that buzzer, as well as Vatos here from MLKings on the snake side. So nice little combo there, pulling off a 2-on-4.
Yeah. Very doable on this field. Very doable if you are Ryan Greenspan as well. And his support. Yeah, Svatos filling out to the snake corner was absolutely crucial. We keep seeing a lot of these low-by situations, and the players are bottled up in the center, in the back center, or the snake can. They don't even try to attempt to make a move outside. You need to. You need to be able to help the other guys alive.
You talked about that balancing the field, but let's listen in real quick before we get to that.
I know, but you just didn't know the route.
Dude, I just don't know my random ball bounced off the
When they
line.
gave it, you got to know the route.
Huh?
You got to know the route.
What do you mean?
The route. When they gave it.
Just gotta be cool like me, man.
Ryan coming off of a masterful point immediately just comes in, digging into Dalton, digging into Spica.
That's what you want, though. You want that guy in your corner.
Literally.
Telling you, yeah, literally. And you want the feedback from your teammates.
Yeah, so on the breakout here, Drammen saw losing a body heading out to that Dorito side, but Sergei Slonichnikov gets taken out, trying to make a move into the snake. There's Mishka battling the tower player, using the whole bunker, and here goes the Drammen Sawa player to go ahead and trade. Oh, he takes out Mishka and then gets shot. Thought he was going to live for a second there, so
yeah,
bodies even at 3 apiece.
So that was Ranta again. Ranta's been playing great up the center for
Really well.
Solid. He's had some awesome run-throughs.
Yeah, and just the timing of his moves are great. You know, he recognizes the threat, goes up there. And what I like the most about that is that as soon as he took out Mishka, he instantly knew right where to shoot.
Yeah.
He didn't get that extra kill on Fedorov, but he turned his gun right into the snake insert bunkers. Greg Sewers makes a big move.
He knew where that next shot was.
Absolutely.
Immediately. He wasn't just focused on getting that first kill. He was first kill, boom, right to the second kill.
Yeah, you have to have somewhat of a plan of what you're going to do. You know, you can't just go bunker somebody and be like, all right, well, now I'm alive, you know. You need to follow through with whatever the situation may be. If there's a guy in the snake, a guy in the Dorito, you have to at least plan for what happens if you get the first guy clean.
Yeah, and Greg Sewers now in the 50 Dorito probing for kills. I don't know that anyone on solid is picking him up, and there he is on your screen, shooting down the wire, backing up and trying to get crossfield shots. He might have got a shot on the player filling out to the snake side, and he does. So Greg Sewers clocking in, getting himself a kill. So now it's a 3-on-2, one body advantage for Heatus. Chad George fills out to the snake corner. Fedorov going to switch sides, head more to the middle. So there goes Chad George. First time I think we've really seen him in the snake this game. It's been Sergei Shlichnikov this whole time. Chad now in the 50. He keeps going. He might be able to get low and call down the field to get that shot on the can player. Solid has moved from, you can see the player on the left-hand side of the screen. He's not in the Dorito, he's actually in the corner, the same spot Ryan Greenspan was. He's looking to prevent Chad George from making that move, but if Chad, with how low he is, small he is, can just get low and essentially crawl all the way down.
And with the limited paint format, you know, that changes everything. You know, that move is now there to just jump the gap and, you know, roll the dice. There's not a constant stream of paint there making you hesitate.
Man, I wasn't necessarily. Oh, look at this, though. Fedorov gets shot trying to break that game open. Break the point open, but he does get that kill, so he was able to do it, and he did sacrifice his body for the greater good there.
Absolutely.
As Chad George still alive to finish things off. So nice job, Houston Heat here in a close game, very close match. Solid hanging tough with Houston Heat, one of the best teams in the world. That should bode well for their confidence in the future of that squad. Now going to be 3-2 with just a little under 6 minutes to go here.
Yeah, still anyone's game as we watch MLKings take the field. And they are 1 point away from mercy ruling PPArena Pilsen. We thought Arena pretty much had that last point in the bag. But Ryan Greenspan and Svaktos.
Lack of communication, not having your teammates be involved with the game. When you see, if I see you, or if you see me in the 50 snake, or in their side of the snake, and you're still in the Dorito corner, there's a huge miscommunication there.
Yeah, I fully expect you to yell at me after that point.
So now MLKings beating up on Pilsen, and another body drops here early for Pilsen. MLKings 5 strong, 4 players left alive for PPArena.
PPArena really, they're in great positions right now, and they actually favor the snake side. But what needs that? Yeah, here we go. We see them move into the snake.
God, they lose another body. So now just 3 players, and everyone here on the snake side for PPArena. Looks like Slava getting shot though for MLKings.
MLKings matched up with PPArena in Snake 3. He's going to get him clean.
Yeah, and a great move to come up there and immediately come around and
Vatos again.
Shoot the player in that Snake 3.
You have to expect that.
Yeah, Igor getting it done in the snake right now for the MLKings.
Yeah, so 4-on-2, excuse me.
4-on-2, and PPArena is not in that great of spots. What would you do if you were the can player in this situation?
Pray.
I mean, I try and get my guy in the snake 1.
Is that what you would do?
Yeah.
I'd try and get out of the can.
Well, I mean, yeah, I would hope he can get into the snake 1, then I can, get out. Now, he does get out of the can, but unfortunately, he's the only player left alive on his team and looking at 4 players.
A lot of times, though, in those low-body
MLKings.
situations, the only way you're going to pull it out, you just have to win a gunfight. I mean, you literally have to engage, knowing it's a low.
Absolutely.
It's a roll of the dice, but it's already 4-on-2. We're already in a bad spot.
Yeah.
And if you're a good gunfighter, that's how you pull it back. You win a quick gunfight, and you catch. So what? If it's 4-on-2, as MLKings are now going to win this game with mercy rule killing here.
Yeah,
but if you're in
flawless game by MLKings.
Yeah, they played beautiful. But if you're in that low body situation, if it's 2-on-4, you better know where the 4 are, and then try to, in your mind, okay, who do I have the best chance to win a gunfight real quick against?
And also, where do you positionally have the best chance? That can, I tell you, is not the place
good.
you want to be.
No, it's not good.
Yeah.
But what I'm saying is, you win the first gunfight, and then head check quickly to see. Okay, now there's 3 variables, just 3 guys left alive. Which way are they shooting? Based on that, then come back in. Now I'm going to go. I'm moving now.
Yeah.
And so once you move, then you should know already. If I get to this spot, who's my next guy I have the best chance to win a gunfight against? That's how you pull those situations off.
So you watch the breakout of Heat as Chad George takes a snake, one on the break. All 5 bodies alive for both teams. Chad George immediately looking infield to try to get a shot on any delays out to that Dorito side. By Solid, and look at this, Solid losing their first body over there. Is Sergey. Immediately fills up to the center wall. Cut off that snake side. Solid making a move to the back center, and now out to the Dorito side. Makes it.
It's working out.
Mishka Knezev making his move up to the center tower. That's Sergey on your screen. Shooting towards the snake side as Chad George is going to crawl all the way to the snake 3, possibly even the 50, as he's really unopposed.
Goes right to the 50.
Drammen Solid has no clue.
And might have got that kill there. You can see Chad George trying to shoot that lane, get a shot on the can. Yeah, might have broke the ball in there. It's kind of winging some in. Did not get that kill. That player's still alive, and then Chad drops that lane, and then the player digs out wide, but looks like he gets a kill there on a fill, kind of a sloppy fill in a snake 1.
Yeah, they didn't really understand. They knew there was a snake. They didn't know they were in the 50 snake, and they didn't make the moves to, balance that out.
So 1 for 1 going to finish off the rest of the Drammen Solid players is now Houston Heat, looking really good in that point. You know, Solid just didn't get anything going, didn't shoot anybody. Flawless victory there for Heat, as Heat was making those quick secondary bumps. You know, Chad George on the snakes, Sergey and Mishka both up to the wall and chopping up Solid.
Maddie harped on this earlier, but it's on-field communication and figuring out what needs to happen. Not only communicating about where they are and the kill count and how many of us are alive, but we can only plan the breakout if we're the coach.
That's it.
But when you guys are on the field, you're entrusted to make the right decisions on how to counter or how to, defend, and to figure out where the bodies need to be, especially if they're in the 50 snake. When you hear that, or they're coming down the side and we're so far inside, we need to get to the corner. Because at least we prevent them from just, wrapping that entire side and having the whole field on us.
It's about progressing the plan with the changing situation. And so a lot of that walking the field and a lot of the discussions you have in meetings, a lot of that is not only about, okay, what our breakout's going to be and where are our secondaries, but a lot of that should be, okay, if the guy's getting the important spots and we're in a disadvantaged situation, what are we going to do to try to counter that? Where do the guns need to shift depending on how many bodies we have left alive? So you talk about that stuff, and also should be able to audible when those things happen. So that's the most important thing, and that's why you watch really good players and teams that have that experience, have that interpoint communication, and sometimes can pull off those 2-on-4s, those 2-on-3s. Because 2-on-3, 3-on-4, I mean, yeah, it's a low body situation, but it's not that bad. All you need to do is just win a gunfight, make a real good move, get a good kill cross field, but that comes with that interpoint communication. It's so important.
And there's levels to it,
A million %.
There's levels to the communication,
absolutely,
and it never ends, You
can see
there
here.
can always be more accurate.
Yeah, and that's something that's it's constant tweaking with that. Like you're never it's something you always have to be attentive to. You can see them talking it up right now. So they're even talking about that right now. I don't know exactly, I don't speak Russian, but for sure they're talking about, hey, I'm going here, lanes, this guy made it there. They're having those last little bits of information, those nuggets that they go back and forth, and they're doing the same thing over here with Salt, so that's good. I like seeing guys talk it up before points because, when sometimes the 5 guys get out there and they're just set, they're ready to go, no one's talking. It's good to see these guys talking.
I expect Sergey to come out swinging. He's had 2 points where he's just done a little too much at getting clipped, and that must be, knowing Sergey, he's fired up.
Well, he's up the center in that tower on the snake side on your screen. Quick bump to the Dorito 2 by Solid. So doing what they got to do, making these secondary moves, heading up the center of the field to counter punch that Dorito side. See the 5 guys there on your screen for Solid. Both center towers, snake hand. Look at this, man. You commentator cursed Sergey.
I'm sorry, Sergey.
Are you?
I am. I wanted to see something pretty cool.
I'm telling you what, Maddie had an epic one earlier as Fedorov gets shot. So bodies now dropping for Heat. Ryan Moorhead just put his head out into one, so he gets taken out. So 5 bodies alive for Solid and only 2 players, Chad George and Mishka, left alive for Houston Heat. You can see them right there.
I don't understand what's holding Chad up. Now I understand, in this situation. But 30 seconds ago, it seemed like he had a window to go. Retreats back to the corner.
Well, it's interesting, right? You were just bringing up is the last 2 Houston Heat players are taken out, and Drammen Solid going to go ahead and take this point.
Great move by finishing that off.
You guys were just talking about game plans, right? The coach
Yeah.
can give you a game plan. It's up to you to kind of progress it. You know, Chad George's game plan might not have been to get in the snake right away. Maybe hold the snake, let Sergey go up the middle,
Yeah,
to cut that snake off, and then make it in.
Yeah, that totally could be it.
Well, that was Ronta again.
Yeah, dude,
with the run
Ronta,
through.
Ronta
and Ronenberg to finish it off.
Ronta,
Chris.
Rodenberg, and Fredrik Goldbranson have been playing fantastic.
Yeah. Yes, they have. Obernson's definitely having a tournament.
Just doing a great job, and not to knock on. There's the 3 right there. There's Rodenberg, there's Fredrik, and I'm gonna try to look up your name before I butcher it. Bottengard.
Bottengard.
Yeah.
Stian.
Stian.
That's
Okay.
easier to pronounce. We'll go Stian.
93 bowls, baby.
There it is. Yeah. They're doing a good job, and they're hanging in there with heat. You saw the Mind Fan Wagon predictions there. I think they only have an 11% popularity contest here for their fans back at home.
Well, Solid's getting a lot better, man. This is a team you do not want to sleep on right now. You can see there, Fan Wagon again up for grabs. A mini for first place. Z2 Loader for second, and Grills for third.
Dere skyter fyllen til backen.
I really like the way they play. After watching their matches yesterday, I'm a huge fan of their whole dynamic. Very calm, composed. They just want to be here and win. That's their whole thing, and they're very professional with all of it. Very level-headed.
Well, Solid has progressively got better. They took last place at the first event. Then they took 12th, and then they took 9th.
Yeah.
So they've slowly been surely improving, and this is their first year here in the CPL. So it's great to see. You can tell that they've definitely been putting the time in this year.
Yeah.
As they have slowly but surely been getting better. And again, a lot of these guys were on that Norwegian national team that took second place. So we'll see what happens here. Can they mount a comeback? Only down by 1 right now, as the score is 4-3 with just a couple minutes to go here in this prelim match. And it's a win and move on, lose, go home situation for these teams right now. 3 minutes, 6 seconds left to go. Ooh, might have got actually ended up getting a good break. I thought for a second Solid might have jumped the gun there on the buzzer.
Bad start for Houston Heat.
And look at this. Greg Stewart's getting shot early on. Fedorov
getting bounced.
Lucky bounce there.
Yeah.
Ryan Moorhead, though, on your screen. Let's see if the Solid player was to go all the way through and take him out. He's going to make the move up there. Does he know that Moorhead's up there? Moorhead lost the overhead fight.
Well, Ranta again
earlier.
We'll see. Ranta's been playing awesome up there, but Ryan Moorhead's also been playing great for Houston Heat up in the center. Yeah, but Moorhead did lose an engagement earlier on here in this match. And down a body, Solid still with 5 players alive.
Solid knows there's the wall.
I don't think either team knows.
I think Ranta would have went around if he knew.
And Moorhead's in the good position, because if he goes...
Yeah, but here goes Fedorov. Fedorov dies. So Moorhead knows now.
Oh, no. What's happening?
So Moorhead's going to come across. He gets one.
Oh, no.
Doesn't get the other.
No, he missed him. And look at this. He's going to go all the way through.
Ranta runs through, and I think he's going to hit that buzzer, and he does.
That was a very interesting thing that just occurred.
Wow, it was.
Let's see if we can
And
articulately...
look at this. There's still 2 players left. Like, all 5 players for Heat are dead, and there's still 2 players left alive. As Ranta's getting the...
Well, basically, in the center, you had Moorhead come through, get the first one, but they had double stacked that center.
He got shot. He got shot ahead of time. I think that's what messed Moorhead up.
Yeah, no. All right, so what happened was...
But he still put paint on that body is what I'm saying.
Yes.
He put paint on that body.
Yeah.
But Ranta made his move at the same time that Moorhead, so they both went past the 50 at the same time.
But what the saving grace was the Solid player who doubled the wall with his teammate got shot going in there. So as he was coming off, Ryan Moorhead,
he was the body blocker.
Yeah,
he was the body blocker, and unintentional too.
Oh no, absolutely. That's why that was a very interesting
dead.
thing that just occurred.
Yeah, so there's Ranta on your screen, who's just been dominant right now for Solid, definitely emerging as one of their best players and a weapon and a threat. We talk about this a lot. If you want to succeed out here in the professional divisions, either the NXL or the CPL, you need to have threats. You have to have weapons, guys that the other team is scared of, that put the fear in them, guys they have to contend with. Yeah, maybe they're not necessarily scared of them because they're also awesome players, but you have to be fearful of that guy in the sense that he's going to be up there and a person you have to contend with.
Oh, absolutely. I know for me personally, whenever I'm playing against You know, if it's depending on the player, but if it's me and Archie, I know how technical it's going to be and how much I have to respect him, and in the gunfights and all that, and the decision making. You know, when he makes a move or if I make a move first, I know he's going to counter that and vice versa.
And the immediacy is there for you because you know that if you give him just a little bit,
yeah,
and he sees a
absolutely.
window, he's going to be right up in your face in a split second.
And then with that being said, I'll mimic the way he plays. But if I'm playing a Mouse or a Keith, mainly Mouse. Keith is, I'm not taking anything away from Keith, but the way Mouse will play is you can get in his head, and you know he's gonna go far. So I'll meet you right there, and we're just gonna keep bunking each other out and just trading out. And for the team, that's good because for both sides,
take the weapon off the
they
field.
don't have to worry about me. We don't have to worry about him. It's all good. You know,
It's all gravy, baby.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's a good way to look at it because if you don't do that with a player that's aggressive like Mouse, then you're going to have a problem because he's going to be in the 50 constantly. But let's see, it's all tied up at 4 apiece here. 2 minutes to go. Win and move on here. Houston Heat, a big favorite over Solid, but Solid scrapping and definitely hanging tight with Heat. But it looks like Solid first to drop a body on that D side, so Houston Heat does have a 1-body advantage right now. Now 2 bodies have dropped for Solid. This is what Houston Heat wanted to happen. You can see the pressure that they're putting on Solid. They're up, they're over the top of the bunkers, they're rolling their guns, and there goes Fedorov up to the center 50.
Yeah, I wonder now, with 2 bodies down and Rosenberg filling out to the corner, you know, are they going to blow the horn? There's 1:35 seconds left to go in this game. Looking at 5 on 3. If they don't shoot a Houston Heat player out here anytime soon, this could be the last point of this matchup.
Yeah.
Sergey fills into the snake one.
Yeah,
So-
I mean, you might want to think about conceding this point here.
Yeah,
Yeah, right now,
right
I would
now,
concede the
right
point
now.
right now.
Absolutely.
They need to concede this point. They are facing an overwhelming superior force in this point with 5 on 2, and they're wasting time right now.
Chad George gets hit. I think there's a penalty coming. Sergey's getting eliminated.
It's a 3 on 2 then.
Well, this might have changed the situation here. It definitely changes the situation, but it still is.
Now
and
it's a 3 on
so they're
1.
just wasting time right now. They need to concede this point.
Now's the time.
And
Just
sorry,
concede
not
the point.
Rosenberg.
See, yeah, there was a penalty there, and things could have changed, but they basically squandered a good 20 seconds that they could use in this next point.
Yeah, absolutely.
It goes either way, you know. I mean, I agree. That's a safe call to do. But let's say, I mean, of course.
You think they're going to pull off 2 on 5?
No. What I'm saying, when that penalty happens, you give them 5 seconds to see what else happens, and then it's like, all right, now we're going.
No, I agree with that.
Once the chaos happens, you have to see it.
But in this situation,
Yeah.
anytime if I'm a coach and it's tied up and all of a sudden it's 5 on 2 and it's 1 minute and 20 seconds,
Absolutely.
I'm blowing the horn.
I agree with you 100%.
Yeah. And they did look like they might have got a gift there for a second with that penalty, but
That's my only.
but
When
it
my
didn't change
finger's
the
on
game.
the buzzer and I see that penalty, I'm like,
yeah, exactly. You're like, oh, I'm going to hold off for a second.
Okay. Yeah.
I would agree there. So now do or die time here for Solid as they have about 58 seconds left on this clock and they are down a point. Houston Heat looking good right now, looking good to advance. As long as they can preserve this lead, they will move on to Sunday's competition and still have a chance to win the overall series title. We're in the pits right now with Solid. It's been a good game, man.
Yeah, this has
It's been a fantastic game.
This
you
is
know?
two sets in a row with really close matches. The Scorpions win that they took over the Polar Bears. That was a pleasure to watch. That 5-4, very close game that went very to the last second. Definitely remember.
Sergey, Mishka walking out.
Fedorov.
Fedorov.
Yeah, Heat only down to 6 players here at this event. As Chad Boucher sustained a season-ending softball injury. So he is out for the rest of the year. We wish him a speedy recovery and rehabilitation. And then the rest of the Houston Heat players, Sam Monville, their coach, Ryan Smith, playing for 5-star in the lower divisions.
I feel bad for Chad, man. He's having a pretty good season running up through the center in the points that he would play. He's getting some kills up there.
Yeah. 1 minute. Yeah, I'd agree. Wild man.
Wild man, Ryan Moorhead. You see the Houston Heat roster there. Greg Sewers, Ryan Moorhead, Mikhail Knezev, Konstantin Fedorov, Chad Boucher, Chad George, and Sergey Solishnikov. Solishnikov meaning sunshine in Russian.
Sergey Sunshine.
Sergey Sunshine, baby.
That's a pretty good name.
It's a great name. Wishing Sergey and his twin daughters the best. because I had to deliver a huge bag of clothes for his family from the USA. This package shows up at my
You're just
my
like
place.
the camel for the Russians.
Yeah, well, yeah, I was going to bring, Shad Boucher was going to bring him, and he's like, yeah, I'm not going. I sent you a box of clothes, and I was like, what? He's like, yeah, they're for Sergey. And I'm like, oh, Sergey ordered some cool stuff, and I get it, it's all baby clothes. I'm like, I can relate, but nice, Sergey. It's like 20 pounds of clothes, man. As we're going to watch Houston Heat on the breakout. Konstantin Fedorov shooting from the back center. Does he get that kill on the Snake 1 player?
He does not. Makes it in clean.
Chad
Oh, I don't know. The
blocking
ref's running in to check him out. Fedorov might have got that shot. Nope, he's good.
No,
4 on 4.
Yeah, both teams losing a body here as Chad George did get picked off early. Coming off here, Snake side. Solid loses their player on the D side, but they also lose a player in the center. So thought for a second as they were about to launch to attack, ends up shooting, getting shot out of spot. Now stumbling into the Snake here.
Yeah, Greg Sewers and Fedorov switching back and forth. Greg Sewers now moves to the back center to counteract the 50 Snake move.
20
Sergey's
seconds
to move
left.
up the middle.
Yeah, not much time here. Just 18 seconds to go. As you're seeing, they're trying to pinch out the player for Solid here in the 50-yard line on the Snake side. He's
10
still
seconds.
alive, though. Just 10 seconds. They have to push forward. They don't have time to try to work these gunfights.
Now's the time.
And they run through trying
Drammen
to...
Solid still has a player in the back center, and that is absolutely,
That's-
Yeah, I don't know what he's doing back there.
absolutely unacceptable.
Yeah,
That is
so...
inexcusable to be
Yeah.
ending this game in the back center.
When there was potential
To tie this game up
Yeah.
and play tomorrow.
Yeah, well, the rest of your guys are up there at the 50-yard line throwing down to try to get the win, and you're stuck in the back center.
I really question what was going on there.
But still, good game by Solid. Noble in their loss here to Houston Heat. Houston Heat will be advancing with the MLKings, but Solid is getting a lot better.
Yeah,
They
they're on the cusp.
Yeah, they ended up going 1-2 in the prelims, but I'll tell you what, that was a pretty awesome game we just watched here against Houston Heat. You know, the rookies here in the Pro Division hanging with one of the best teams in the world, a team that has already won events here this season.
And we
So
see them in the pit. They're humble with their loss. They understand. They're happy,
yeah,
with what they accomplished.
they definitely should hang their heads high here going to the offseason, as this is the last event of the 2016 Millennium Series here. So we're here at the World Championships in Chantilly. So stick with us here on GoSports.com. We'll be back with more of this prelim action. See you in a few.